Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius and Anucauskas. Today's the 26th of July 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's morning session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few of the charts. But as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, also just a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our videos that are coming out, and also our JFD website, but specifically our JFD research page, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. So our morning analysis, which currently is getting produced. So yep, feel free to check us out a little bit later, and yeah, I believe you can find a lot of useful stuff here. So, but for now, let's jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is gold, and gold had a bit of a, well, is having had a bit of a mixed trading week here. You can see that so far, from the beginning of this week, the commodity, the precious metal, kind of kept on trading between these two levels, roughly the 1414 level on the downside and the 1430 on the upside. So yesterday it did have an attempt to break above it. It did break above it, but as you can see, even the 4-hour candle didn't stay below this level. So as you can see, it slid back down. It drifted all the way here back towards this 1414 level. Also tested the this previous this downside line here, tested it from above, and now what we're gonna do here is, well, we're gonna wait. We're going to wait because we need to see a clear break here, not only below the 1414 level, but ideally also a drop below this downside line here, and then we could consider further declines, but but then we will only kind of aim for the this upside support line, this tentative upside support line, which also kind of coincides here with the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart. So that's why, for now, be very careful, be very cautious, and let's see how this is going to play out. But like I said, for now we are neutral. We're just going to continue observing this one, and as you probably know, can understand the idea here. In order to consider the upside, we need to see a push above the 1430 level before kind of aiming for slightly higher levels. By slightly higher levels, I mean the 1439, or even going towards the highest point here of July so far, of course, which is the 1453. So keep your eyes on that one. Jumping into a few pairs now very quickly. So the first one I want to touch on here is the AUDUSD, and I've talked about this one recently, and basically I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this upside support line, this tentative upside support line. And yesterday when I talked about this one, I said even if we see a drop below this upside line, keep your eyes on some of these key support levels. So this 0.6953 level played out nicely, so we had a nice good break below this. It slid back down and actually tested our other good area of support near the 0.6940, from which it kind of rebounded a little bit and kind of pushed back to the upside here a little, just only up until the 0.6953. But now it's kind of back at this level again, and of course, for now, looking at this picture, I mean, it doesn't seem to be very good for the bulls here, but what we're going to do here is just we're going to wait for that another clear break below the 0.6940. Ideally, we'd like to see maybe at least a 4-hour candle staying below this, closing below this level, and then yep, we could consider a further slide towards the 0.6917 or the 0.6907, so something like that here, which you can see previously was the kind of were the lowest points of July. So so that's why for now, guys, be very careful. We could, like I said, see this one drifting a little bit lower. The only thing is that given that we are quite oversold here already on the shorter time frame, in a way we could see maybe a small correction back to the upside. And if it struggles, for example, to push back not only above this this upside support line, but push back above this downside line, then, well, I mean, we could see basically something like this, where the pair could curve up and drift back down again. So something like this could be possible. So that's why, guys, for now, keep your eyes on the 0.6940. If it holds, we could see this one correcting back to the upside, but we'll be very cautious around this upside support line. But for those who are more, let's say, on the cautious side, what you could do is just wait until we see a push back above the 0.6992 and only then kind of aim for higher levels. This could in a way open the path back here towards the 0.70 level and above that. So for now, keep your eyes on this, but like I said, the most important thing is keep your eyes on the 0.6940 level today. AUDJPY is moving, well, currently it's moving sideways. I mean, but after kind of breaking the upside support line here, taken from the low of the 18th of June, the pair kind of is now engaged in this little, I would say, range, actually, because looking at this picture, and let me just quickly put this on the chart. So as you can see, this level here, it continues to play out. Well, it wasn't tested, but this is basically what we're looking here at, because we have a potential range here. So maybe not an ideal one, but still something of a range. So that's why for us now, in order to, let's say, aim for lower levels, we need to see a drop below the 75.12 zone, approximately around there, and only then we'll consider further declines. But until then, we're going to remain somewhat neutral. If the pair pushes initially pushes above this level right here, let me just quickly put this one on the chart, this one right here, the 75.59, then yep, of course we will consider slightly higher levels. The only thing is that for that better confirmation maybe of the short-term upside idea here, push above the 75.73 zone could in a way do the trick here, and we could see this one pushing a little bit more to the upside. So maybe testing the 76.1415 zone, something like that. So keep your eyes on that one. So that's the situation with the AUDJPY. Like I said, we are somewhat neutral right now on this one, but we're going to keep an eye on some of these key support and resistance levels. USDJPY. USDJPY here had a nice lovely push here to the upside. So now you can see that the pair is kind of stalling here near the 108.62 zone, 63, something like that. But for now, what we're going to do here is just going to wait, because in a way it did have a nice push already higher. We are still targeting the 109 level. We'll take it from there, see what it wants to do after, because first we'll, like I said, aim for this level here, the 109, but then we'll just keep aside, and just if it wants to break above this, then yep, that's wonderful. It could potentially push further up, but in a way, because given that it's kind of had already a good fantastic run here to the upside, yes, it could push further up, but maybe a small correction could be possible as well. So so keep your eyes on this one. So this is what I'm thinking here. Basically, if we see a nice good push above this, if we see a nice good retracement here to this upside support line, and but if it, let's say, fails to break below it, then yep, we could see a nice rebound here and potentially like a nice good push here to the upside. So that's why keep this idea in your head. Let's see how this is going to play out, and for now, yep, we are more bullish than bearish on this one, but like I said, we are keeping an eye on this potential idea of a small correction to the downside. Jumping into EURUSD, looking at this picture, of course, yesterday had a nice fantastic crazy day. It traveled higher, it pushed all the way here back towards the 1.1190, and this is what I was talking about yesterday. Basically, if we see a push above this, if we see a push towards the 1.1190, if this level holds, we could see another slide here, and we could see maybe this one kind of correcting back down. And this is what happened. We did have a push higher. We tested this almost tested the 1.1190, but then kind of quickly sold off, and now you can see the pair is kind of stalling near the 1.1142-43 zone, approximately there. So it's also near the today's pivot. So for now, be very careful with this one, because yesterday, of course, we did travel lower. Guys, I do apologize for the amount of lines here, but just wanted to kind of show all of these. Let me just actually get rid of a few, maybe. So it traveled lower, it broke below the it actually tested the 1.11 exactly, so, and then kind of rebounded and pushed back up here. So for those who caught this long trade, I mean, fantastic, congratulations, guys. But now we're looking at this picture. I mean, we are somewhat neutral, because to be honest, it is 50-50 right now. I mean, because in a way it could drift lower. The only thing is that we will consider the downside. Initially, we'll start looking at lower levels if we see a drop below the 1.1122, somewhere around here, and then yep, we will aim for lower levels. For now, until it's kind of there, we're just, like I said, we're going to sit this one out and just wait and see what he wants to do. In terms of the upside here, well, we need to see this one pushing back above this upside support line before kind of aiming higher, or at least we'll start considering the upside when if we see a push above the 1.1140 sorry, 1.1190 level. So there we go. So this one right there. And the EURGBP, now this one is a bit of a crazy one. So of course, we, in the beginning of this, well, around the middle of this week actually, we did have that nice good drop to the downside. We broke the 0.8955 level, and now you can see that the pair is trying to make its way back up here. So for now, we're going to be very careful, because yes, on one hand, it could continue pushing higher. The only thing is that we are still below this little tentative newly established tentative downside line. So let's see how this is going to play out near that area. If it's going to hold, we could see another leg of selling here. But overall, the most important thing to watch here today is, of course, the weekly chart, the weekly candle, because for now it is still in the negative territory. But if this stays in the negative territory, then yep, we could see maybe some more selling next week. But if it turns positive, I mean, this could turn out to be very interesting for the bulls. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching it till the end. If you want to join me later on at my traders tea time, we'll have a quick look at this, some of these instruments again, and see how they've performed. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.